Hi everyone. So as I'm sitting out here in this basking in the sun, I am curious, and I've been thinking about a topic that's been all over social media. This whole ever since the this whole Diddy saga came about, um, the conversation of destiny swap and destiny switch. And I had a little bit of a thought. And I said, oh my God. But the biggest destiny switch or swap really is switch. It's a switch because you purposely choose to migrate. So the biggest destiny swap would be migration, and how us island folks leave the island and we come to America with the promise of the promise of financial betterment, way more opportunities. They have, America is said to have better opportunities, quick monetary evolution. You could go to school, graduate, get a job, buy a house, buy a car, have kids, married, whatever, in like no time. As long as you're not playing, you have a game plan, and you are on the way and intentional. Oh, we have a Delta airline plane flying over. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen from time to time. I happen to be sitting in the flight path today, or the flight path is sitting in my way. I always come out here, sit in my yard, and soak up my sun. But the planes decide to make this their route today. The hell with them. I'm still gonna sit out here, so you might just be prepared for some interruptions as we go along. Yeah, so we were talking about leaving, and so God decided Alicia needs to be born on the wonderful, beautiful, fruitful, abundant island of JA. But guess what? There's little chatter. Oh my God, if you go too far in, you can get better opportunity. You get quicker growth, quicker turnover and growth, and you can accomplish what you want quicker. So here it is. Alicia had two very special parents, but they were at the opposite of the spectrum. Here it is, my father that was very content with being born on an island, being born in the island of Jamaica, knowing that he can live a proper good life out there without migrating to the States. He didn't trust the promise that America was offering. My mother, on the other hand, oh boy, she wanted to go see what was being offered. So those were the two dynamics that I grew up in. So I know my father didn't care anything about coming to America, England, Canada, didn't care. He was very content on his little island. He did well for himself. Money was not a problem. He knew how to make money because he had a trade. So, okay. But he wasn't holding his wife back either. If she decides to come to America, he was going to support her, to the best of his ability. So we packed up, and my grandmother filed for us, and we came here to the States, my mom and I was in Jamaica. I grew up in a marital home with mother, father, siblings, and decent life. The day we migrated to the United States. For the first time ever in my life, I lived with an extended family that I never had an experience with before. Um, my mother came, and she came under an umbrella of being a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor. So my mother and my father's story is, my mother was 18 when my father met her, and she just never did anything else. She just served him from the time she was 18, had his kids, cleaned his house, cooked his food, and she became a housewife, a successful one at that. Now she's coming to the United States in her 40s, mid 40s, and now she has to basically fend for herself financially. So she has to come, she has to integrate into the system, find a job and all of that, something that she has not done since she was 18. I came with her, so I was that protector. I stepped in the gap where my father had left off, because now we're in a whole nother country. So I looked out for my mom, always made sure she was okay, made sure I'm that anchor and that support behind her. And at the same time, trying to find my way and navigate my way into writing my own book of life. So we got here, and we had wonderful family. I have nothing bad to say about the Beckford clan, as I call them, my mother's family. Let me tell you, those people are the best of the best. You hear people say they come to America and people treat them bad and stuff like that. I don't have none of that story. I don't have none of that story. These people were the best of the best. My grandmother, my aunts, my uncles on my mother's side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. But at the same time, you still need to navigate and find your way. And I did that. I did the school. I did the 2 jobs and going to school and paying my tuition and all of that. I did all of that. And yeah, found my way today. Now I'm heading to 34 years in this country. So did my destiny switch worked for me? Yes, it did. It worked sweetly. It worked like it was supposed to. That's not everybody's story. I've seen family member who I know for a fact did way better when they were in Jamaica than when they came here, because they came and they bought into the quick money, fast money, and it didn't work out for them. They got deported, people got, hooked on drugs, and just made a mess of the destiny swap or switch, whatever. What's this Puff Daddy destiny swap switch that's going on? That's a promise. People look and they see this glamorous life, the same thing that we think we saw here in the United States, but people see it in music. If you have some talent, if you can sing, you're hungry for a contract, and people go and they sell themselves and they sell their souls. Now they get in this movement, and then they realize that it's not worth it, because somebody is just sitting there sucking from their energy, sucking what from their talent. There it was. Biggie was talented, superstar. However, he had contract and papers that had Puff Daddy in the background with a big straw just sucking everything away from him. And when he decided that, listen, Once his contract ended, he was going to move on to another company or started his own company. What happened? He died. And then, well, he didn't die. He was murdered. And then once he was murdered, all of that juice and that talent, all of that money went right to Puffy. Miraculously, just went right to Puffy. So he sits in the midst like a leech, and he leeches and sucks people's talent and their monies. And he makes it look glamorous, where other people from the outside are looking in and thinking that these people are having such a great time. Come to find out, they weren't. What he did was made sure they were stuck on substances, drugs, alcohol, made sure he had tapes on them where he could blackmail them, where they couldn't go anywhere. They just had to stay, because if they walked out of his presence, either they would end up dead or their career would be over. And this is the kind of power he wielded in the midst, and suck the energy from these people, and made himself into this big, boastful, gloatful mogul. And when you don't acquire your riches in good effort and good standing, what happens? It goes like that. So right in front of our eyes, especially in America, especially as a black man in America, we see where all that billionaire status overnight just went. He's like, Puff Daddy right now is like a milkshake, and you have a big old straw in the milkshake, and you're just slurping away. That's how the government is sitting in his pocket right now. Whether he's guilty or he's innocent, whether all those evidence stack up against him, when it comes down to it, he's going to be broke. Whether he gets off these charges or not, he's going to be a broke MFR. If the U.S. government could find a couple black billionaires to hold them upside down by the legs and shake their billions out of them, we could balance our budget. It's also a takedown. It's a takedown. I'm not saying that what he's doing is right, but what about he was trained by somebody, not even knowing that the mansion that Puffy has is the old Playboy mansion. How come you Efna sat in that mansion and did all the same shit that Puffy's doing today, and nobody took down you Efna? Nobody took down you Efna. You Efna stayed there and turned old and turned into a damn prune and died a natural death without anybody taking him down. But how America does is they elevate a few black ones. They give them all this power and billionaire status, and they rub shoulders with people who they think that they can do the same thing that they're doing and get away with it. No, sir. You're a black mofo. You can't. So he got comfortable because he thought he was doing all these voodoo rituals, because that wasn't sex. All that stuff that he's doing, that's not sex. There's no pleasure there. That's all voodoo and satanic rituals. That's what that was. Let's speak the truth. There's nothing sexy or pleasurable about that. When in Kim Porter's book, she's saying that twice towards the end of her pregnancy, This man made sure a whole bunch of people was lined up, and he ran a train on his pregnant girlfriend. A girlfriend that's pregnant with his children. Who does that? That is some satanic shit. He ran a train on his pregnant girlfriend. Not one pregnancy, but both pregnancies. The first pregnancy with his son, you see that little boy that looks just like him, and with the pregnancy where she was pregnant with twin girls. He had her in her 9 months. He had her lined up and be butchered sexually in their freak offs. Oh, goddamn freak off. That's some satanic sacrifice. There's nothing sexual about that. Perforating the root chakra throws the body all off, and then whatever can enter, any entity, any demon can enter. That's why you all need to stop playing with your buttholes. I'm just saying. But people are going to do what they want to do, and that's up to you. That's fine. You want to tap on that? Go ahead. That's not my thing. That's why I be out here drug-free, alcohol-free, and I'm talking shit. If you ever hear Alicia croaked and she had drugs in her system, they lie. I'm just telling you. That's a damn lie. Somebody did that to me. I would never. Because I want to make sure I stay sober, to be cognitively aware of what's going on with me. I'm too much of a control freak to be under the influence of anything that's going to allow me to make decisions that I'm going to become sober and not be agree with. Anyway, I digress. I did a run on Puffy, but that's also considered swapping of destiny. You know, back to me. Because with these stories that's going on in the news, we look at them and see how they relate to us personally and our life. And I remember, not gonna call no names, the person know themselves. Somebody looked at me one day and said to me, he said, you know, all you, if it is still there, Jamaica, what you that do? Somebody said, sir. I said, sir, what you mean? I was in Jamaica and I had plenty of choices. I wasn't a dunce kid. Okay, what Jamaican call dunce, because you can't swing it academically. Yeah, me swing it academically all the time with no effort. Is that a bee trying to kiss me? Yeah, that's how elevated I am. The bees and the animals be buzzing around me. Anyway, I was in Jamaica, academic scholar, okay? At 17, back in the day when you go into high school and you do your separate, you do your classes. You do all your classes, and you see when exam time come and you have to take CXC and GCE and all of that, the teachers had to recommend you when I went to school, because them say them now go just send you go take exam and waste your parents' money if them know say you're not gonna pass it. If from your testing and your grading in class you cannot come up with the scores, they're not recommending you to take these exams, because they're trying to save your parents' money. But Muwa, my child here, I got recommended for every single one of my classes that I was taking. 9 exams I got recommended for, except for that Mr. What did name? The maths teacher, Meadowbrook High School, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams recommend me for him brighter out of order to have 8 general and 1 basic maths. Basic in a maths. The man recommend me for basic in a maths. What a rude out of the man. You know who's me is? You crazy? If you could give me, no, let me take the general maths and feel it, sir. Oh, you figure come give me basic maths for take. I never pay for it. I said, no, if I not take the general maths, I'm not taking my father money and paying for no basic maths. 8 subjects I pay for. I was supposed to take, and my father paid for them in December. We got our visa in March, and I said to my mom, oh my God, mommy, I want to stay to take my exams. I think it was May or June. I think May. May was the exam sitting dates. I had my exams to do. I was on top of my stuff, ready to go dag it up. And boom, my mother said, no, she not wait. I can't. She left. She got foreign with me at 17. So we left Jamaica March, months before I was supposed to sit my exams, and months before I was supposed to officially walk down the aisle as a graduate from Meadowbrook High School. Months. And I said, well, there goes a destiny that I didn't choose, but my mother chose for me because I was an underage child. And that's all right, because our parents choose our destinies all the time. And I came here and they said to me, I tell them, I said, listen, if I was in Jamaica to graduate high school, I don't want to go back to high school here. Oh no, you're so young, you know, you should come in and try high school. Box cover, culture shock. High school, first of all, it felt like a prism inner. Number one, so I had to get over that. And the kids there, to me, they didn't act mature. They act so much younger than, you know, where I'm coming from. We were way more mature and on top of our game and stuff. And I went to Flushing High School. And one of the nicest things them, when you first come, and when you go high school, and once them know say you're Jamaicans, baby, the Jamaicans them come and embrace you. Them give you the latest, where to find this, where to find that, anywhere you want, anything where you want, or you for reach here. So once them know say you new, they did look out. Yeah, so they always look out for you. They look out for you and make sure say you're alright, which was very nice. Because you know you're coming a new land, and that is in itself a major culture shock. But I'm telling you, them people on your case all the time, always securing and supporting you, which was great. That kind of help you, you know, adjust to the new system. And I do appreciate that. And I tend to do that too to new people that come up from Jamaica and come up. Listen, nobody not stay in my house. I not keep people. No. But support you, give you information, where to find stuff and stuff like that, fine. But I don't want to live with nobody in my house. I not care about nobody from Jamaica. They my problem. Let me tell you something. Lately, I know, as a Jamaican that's been gone from Jamaica for a very long time, them people who are coming from Jamaica, them a problem. Them is not like, I don't know, something in the water out there. But them come here and wang along like say, somebody owe them something, and they have sitting put on here before they even come here. That it was not my thing when I came here. You come, you humble yourself, and you get the help where people decide for you, and where you not get, you work for yourself and do for yourself. Them a people now child come up from Jamaica. Me mummer a different something than different species. Them me no know them a species. I don't know the same one them with me did I rub shoulders with when we did out there. Them are something you know entitled, and when they come, they want pal off and dress and not pay bills. So me not I will give you $100 what I have, and I will you come spend a day with me for the day, but you have to go which part you come for stay. Me no keep nobody in my house. Me never. Nope. I get experience with it, family and stranger. Me not even about a talk. Anyway, one day one guy said to me, say, well, if you did there Jamaica where you do, yeah, me would have just be just fine. Cause whether me that done me CXCs and me know some me that passed, me not ask you, me not ask God, me know say appear distinctions and credit me that get with me 8 when me take. And that would have propelled me right to Kingston School of Nursing. That would be in Jamaica plan. However, foreign USA foreign wasn't even my only option. I remember when I was about 15. When I was 15, my father's uncle came from England. He lived in London. Uncle Barber and his wife. And he came and, he started questioning me how was school. And I was telling him, I was doing well and my grading. And he's like, oh, that's beautiful. He said, what do you want to do? I said, I think I'm going to go to nursing school. And he said, really, you want to go to nursing school? He said, you know what? I'm going to make you an offer. He said, what I'm going to do is I will sponsor you for you to stay, a place to stay, and you can go to school, because in London, Jamaican born can go to nursing school for free. Yeah, this was what he told me. This was like, I don't know, 35, 40 years ago. And I said, oh yeah. He said, yeah, once somebody stand the financial security for you, for where you live, what you eat and all of that, school fee is free. And I said, okay. I said, yes, I would definitely like to take you up on that offer when the time comes. So that was number 2 opportunity. The 3rd opportunity was my grandmother filing for my mother, and I came to the United States. So even if me did still there Jamaica, it wouldn't make a difference, because girl whip it and dip it wherever, whichever continent I fall on, because I'm that kind of chick. Okay, so me hear people that la the opportunity they know there Jamaica, the opportunity not there Jamaica. You lie. When me go to Jamaica, me see all kind of opportunity just a fling with so, a fling with. But everybody is different, and if you don't see something, you don't see something. So up to you. But you have people with them blessing come knocking on them door, knock, knock, knock. But guess what? Them not sees it because they can't see it. The Bible tell you about the talents. Oh, God gave out the talents, and you have people who do things with it, and you have people who sit down by it and not do nothing. And the same thing wherever you're there, that can't happen. Saying all that to say this, we have to stop being so hungry. People tell you about, oh, I'm hungry for opportunity. I'm hungry. No, don't be hungry for anything. Don't be hungry for a thing, because whatever God has for you will come to you. If you push on. The thing is, that's what them teach you, the slavery mentality. But trust me, you sit back and you meditate and you talk to your ancestors on the other side, and you realize, say, them are born it same way on your behalf. You not have to do this whole heap of things. Yeah, you still have to put in the work. I'm not saying if you sit down and lazy. That's not what I'm saying. But you have some people where we compromise themselves for the promise of an opportunity. That's why Puff Daddy can't play with so much of them. For a promise of an opportunity. Be aware that there are wolves out here just waiting for a weak sheep. Never be a weak sheep. Make sure so you walk around this earth with a about you. You see all me? Nobody. You see my aura? Nobody now come around me and try to take them can take advantage of me in that going to work. So boy, we come look for me and come talk about jealousy, you know. Jealousy and envy a kill it, you know. Look for me. All you, if you did Jamaica, what you down too? What you mean by that, sir? I have proper parents. When I say my weekend and maths, I need money for private lesson. Who that? If my father not give me, my mother take it out and pack it and give me. What you say? I have two proper parents stand up in the court for me. Huh? Plus I'm divinely guided. I'm divinely guided, sir. So if me did Jamaica, no matter if me in a donkey body hole, me make that look like a Beverly Hills, because that's just the person I am. You can't disenfranchise me in no way. I come to America, I work in a corporate America, and people in there coming like a demon. I mean, look upon them like you know this force. You know who my ancestors are. You can't stop this train, baby. You can't stop this train. This train is gonna do what it wants to do, when it wants to do, and how it wants to do it, and you can't stop it. The time you waste time I try to stop me, build yourself. On that note, wanna know if it be too licky, because licky make you stoop to certain things. Well, later on, you can't even look in at the mirror and recognizing yourself because you compromise so badly. You see me, child? See me sit down at the sun, I bask. Anytime me look in at the mirror, you see what me see? I am very comfortable and happy with. Very much comfortable and happy. And on that note, these conversations are for you to look into yourself and see how they resonate with you and your life. And with that, I want to say, walk good next time. Bye-bye.